Good morning, I'm Lynn, and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. Today we're going to start haying. It's the end of May, so this is quite early for us to start haying. Usually it's not till the first or second week in June, but the cold weather that we've been having made the grass grow really thick, and it's headed out. And once the heads start coming on the hay, you got to start cutting it down or it just gets coarser and coarser. So we've got a large dry spell ahead of us apparently. So we thought we'd get a little bit of the hay off anyway now before hopefully we get some rain the following week. So we're taking opportunity of our window that we have here. So in our cull group of ewes the other day, we had a really old girl, and we decided not to ship her. She's just a little in poor condition and weaker. So we thought, just leave her here, let her end out her days here. So we just moved her over to the lamb barn. So right now she's in with the Suffolk ewe lambs right now that are left to be sold. And she's free to go out on the little pasture now too and graze and until the end of days. And hopefully the little grass will put some more condition on her. She's not that bad actually. Right now she's a little stressed out because she just came across the yard by herself. But the lambs seemed happy to see her. And I think she'll do better in here with the lambs. Might make her feel a little happier. Here we are in the fall lambs. This is Cupcake. She was never friendly as a lamb, but just yesterday she started coming up for petting. She's always been giving me the eye, but today she's really come up for petting. Is letting me touch her quite a bit. This is Chewy's lamb. And Cupcake is one of the ones that we're going to be keeping for sure, even though she is a grade. But it's Chewy's lamb. Hi, you're adorable. You are. Yes, and your mom's so nice too. Look at if she had horns. She's got two little black dots. Obviously, ewes don't have horns, but it's kind of cute. Hi. You're lovely. You're lovely. Yeah. It's nice to be a friend, you see? You see? And would you guys like to be friends too? Dorset sales are really down this year, and I don't know why. We're having no problem with our Suffolk sales. Dorsets are pretty well stagnant right now. We lost a few people who told me that they were going to buy them and then backed out at the last minute, which really affects how we plan our breeding seasons and stuff like that. And yeah, that's the tough part about being in breeding stock, getting people to commit and follow through with their commitments. It can be devastating. And the sad thing is that we've been improving our Dorsets, and this year, they're extremely good. And to be honest, we're probably just going to keep them all because they're way too good a quality to be sending to market. So we're trying to sell them. We got them up for sale, but people are coming through with less than market prices and stuff because they think that you're desperate. We're never desperate. We can always use them ourselves. But I don't know what's going on this year with the market. I know a lot of sheep were bought from out west from a huge farm. I think they had over 100,000 sheep, and a lot of them came to Ontario. Maybe that's the reason, I don't know. But it's kind of sad because these girls are definitely above average now. Before we struggled with the Dorsets, but we've been working really hard to get them improved, and yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, look at her. You're a beauty. You're a beauty. Perfect legs, perfect body. We got the wool down pat now. Yes, we do. We do. You guys are lovely. And then I see these online auctions that are going sky high, and I just don't know what's going on. People think if it's on an online auction, it's better than from a breeder. I don't get it. The only time I ever see Arnie cleaning windows is when he's working on the tractor. I had to bring him some Windex over to the field. God, it looks better than the windows at home.
So this is Arnie and Lynn from Ewetopia Farms. Hey, hon?
We already got that part.
Looking pretty sparky there, huh? With your new hair.
Arnie, get on with the deal.
So this is what's wrong if you plant too much orchard grass. So the hay's ready to go today. Oh, there you go. Well, it's actually quite tall. Good crop of hay. It's at the point where it's getting too coarse, so I gotta go. Not too often. I cut hay on the 1st of June, on the end of May, but we're gonna go this year. The weather's right. And I'll tell you what happened here. See this grass right here? It's called orchard grass. Gets a little aggressive. And I'm not a seed specialist, but you can't plant orchard grass any more than 5% of your mix. And this was about 11% orchard, 12% orchard grass. I actually was a little upset about that, but it was my fault. I didn't do my homework.
Talk about seeds. Seed heads.
Yeah, so that's what's happened, you see. The heads have come in. So there's not a lot of quality in the heads. And that's why we want to get cutting it. Keep the protein up.
And once the heads are there, it stops growing, right?
Yeah, so once the heads are developed, once the heads are coming out, there's no value of leaving it any longer because it's just going to lose quality every day. So this is right on the money, I think. It's good hay. Why you want orchard grass is because orchard grass will have a second cut. It'll come back in drought conditions, has a good root system. And actually, alfalfa right here, alfalfa produces fertilizer. What would it produce? Nitrogen or urea?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen. And orchard grass fuels on that. So that's why it's a really good mix. So if
you have other grasses in there too, right?
Yep, there's actually a little bit of brome, not too much brome. I would have liked to have more. I would have had less orchard grass, more brome. There's no timothy in this, hardly at all. No timothy at all. And there's white clovers in it, Adena clover, Alsec clover, and some tall fescue. But the big mistake that was made in this field was too much orchard grass. And it's aggressive. It'll give me a nice second cut, but right now it's got to come off.
But we're lucky because it's tall enough to cut off at this early in the year, right?
Yes, so that's the nice thing about orchard grass. It's a real early grass. If you can get out there, you have a real good opportunity, a good window to get 2 more cuts. But
how's the volume of hay here?
right where you want it. I've seen it heavier, but this, I would call this right up in the top 10% of my quality of hay, of a volume.
And it's early.
It's early.
And why do you think it grew so thick like this?
Why? Well, it grew thick for a number of reasons. We had a few good rains, not a lot of rain, but we had a few good rains, and we've had a lot of cold weather. So what happens when you have cold weather is the shoots will come up in the spring, and if it stays cold, the hay won't go higher, it'll actually grow thicker with cold weather. If you have a lot of real hot weather in the spring, the hay will shoot up real quick and not get so thick. But no, pretty happy with this. But I would rather have, but you can't see it. But you see that hole right there? That's pure alfalfa. The orchard grass doesn't like water, you see. So orchard grass didn't want to grow in the low area. But no, real happy.
How much of this are you cutting down today?
I'm going to cut about 65% of it down. It's 35 acres, so I don't know if all my machinery is up to snuff because I've got a little bit older machinery. So I'm going to cut half it down for sure, and then I'll cut the other half down tomorrow. In one day, I'll cut the other half down, and then when we start baling, we can bale continuous through. So.
And tell us, show your window now that you cleaned it. Cleaner than the windows at home, isn't it?
Yeah. So I couldn't see my cab a little bit from doing the spring cropping was a little dusty. So I didn't have time to clean the windows, so I asked Lynn to bring some cleaners over. Did you bring cleaners over, honey? Good girl.
We already saw you washing the windows.
You're a keeper.
Tell them about the pipeline.
So on this field here, way back there, there's 3 pipelines going through here from a couple different companies, I guess. 3 24-inch, 30-inch pipelines going through this property. They went through here years ago, and they had about, when they were going through this section here, they had about 11 high holes going, and I'm talking to the guys, and every morning they would come out to this job site, and they would actually clean all the windows. And I said to the guy, I said, the windows aren't even dirty. So they were cleaning the windows every morning, and I'm going to the guys, I said, they're not even dirty. He said, yeah, but it's union policy. He says, if there was a little piece of fly shit on the window, we could have a problem because we couldn't see our job. So every window every morning they had a guy come out, cleaned all the windows of the cab, which took about 20 minutes, so half an hour for each machine, and it had to be done. I kind of thought that was kind of funny, but I guess better be safe than sorry. So there you go, babe. No rolling in the hay today, huh? We're cutting hay. No rolling in the hay. With a brand new woman. Hey, honey? You're looking pretty sharp. Hey. So this mower here, we can go and talk about the mower. This mower here is a little expensive, but it's actually this mower is a 13-foot cut. It's called a disc bind. So it has a little knives in it. You can't plug it. You can put anything through it. Bale of hay, trees, fence posts, anything you find in the field. And this machine, I don't know if you can hear me or not over that machine, but this machine does not have rollers. It has flares in it. And I prefer the flares. They're a little more aggressive, and they actually really crimp the hay real well. And the reason why you want to crimp the hay is because you can see this hay is all crimped because it dries down better. So some people don't lay it. Some people, if they're going to make wet bales, they put it right on swaths right away, or you call it. But I don't do that. I lay the hay out flat. I'll come in here in a day and I'm going to rake them all double, and then I can go a lot faster baling hay. And then the hay is a lot better. When you rake the hay up, you'll get a lot better quality on the moisture in the hay. So it'll be more consistent through the whole wet bale, instead of in a flock.
You're wrapping this hay.
I'm wrapping this hay, yes. I'm gonna wrap this hay all up.
And why would you wrap it?
Because I'll never get it dry.
Why?
First of May, the end of May, there's just not enough heat.
And there's too much moisture.
And yeah, the haze. This hay is saturated. We call it way too rich. So even today we're standing here, and it's actually quite cool. It's not very hot today.
It's hard to remember everything that you need to tell people when you're explaining things. So sometimes it helps to have one of us question the other. So while one person's talking, the next person can think of questions that may have been overlooked, because you kind of assume that everybody understands everything about making hay or whatever it is we're talking about. But a lot of people don't, so there he goes, it's cutting the hay. The quicker you can get your first cut hay off the fields, the quicker you will get regrowth for a second cut, and may even allow for a third cut. So this year we were able to get an early first cut, and it will definitely help towards getting a second cut, especially when the forecast is for drier than normal weather this summer. And again, if you can get the first cut off fairly early, you will have a better chance of getting a second cut, because if a drought sets in, you may lose that third cut totally, and you could even lose a second cut if your first cut didn't come down quickly enough, because once the dry weather heads in, then you're gonna not have any hay growth at that point. So the earlier you get it off, you know that the rains are more likely to be early in the season as opposed to when you're hitting late June, July, August. So getting an early first cut is always a bonus. And once it goes into head like this, it stops growing. So you may as well get it off. I just got home and I see our neighbor's cutting his hay too, and I thought I'd just take this moment to show you the difference in the machines that cut the hay. This is a really old one, and this is how hay used to be cut, pulling it behind the tractor like that. So you can see a bit of the difference between the mower Arnie has and this mower. We ran out of corn again, so you know Cody and Scott Jackson, who combine our grain in the fall. Well, we bought some corn from them, and this company here, Baker's Feed Store, they went to Scott's farm and took corn out of their silo and brought it over in the truck for us, and I think we ordered another 10 tons of corn, because our corn won't be ready until the fall, so we gotta get them through the summer months. We don't feed a lot of corn in the summer, but we have enough sheep here that they're eating quite a bit regardless. So he's just putting the pipe in there and we'll be filling that bin up. Well, it won't be filling it up. It will look like actually nothing by the time he's done, but it is going to be 10 tons. This is how much we have in here now.
Well, sheep are up a little bit in price, but if I add everything on, the fertilizer cost everything, I'm
You can see where the floor is empty in spots, just a little bit full in the middle. But now he's gonna fill her up.
And there it goes, another bill. It's not too often I run out of corn, but we didn't grow corn last year. This year we have lots of corn in the ground. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but that is 10 ton, and I'm pretty sure that's going to last me into the harvest. If it doesn't, I'll buy some more. But I got lots of corn in the ground this year, and those guys are nice to deal with. So the guys came over this morning to look at the tractor. They think it's that tailpipe right there, that pipe in the side there, that's broken off. About 10 years ago, that cost me $700, and I'm going to guess today it's going to be several thousand. But we'll let you know about that. Got a little block of wood here holding it up, and we're going to get that fixed because it's actually milling the lines there. I told you that earlier. See, it's milled the plastic right off that line. So, and these are the cooling lines for the heat, for the cooling for the cab. So I don't need them to burst on me. And the exhaust is leaking out that crack, and it's shooting exhaust fumes. You can see it all down the engine there. So we're going to see if that gets fixed. Lynn's mowing grass, and I'm going to be hooking on the wrapper this afternoon and see if I can get it all greased up and ready to go. We got a shearer tomorrow morning, and maybe tomorrow night I might be doing some baling. So I guess Lynn's going to keep you informed of that. If we can tell you anything that we do that might help somebody else out, or that somebody can maybe help me out with some knowledge. So I'm going to put this phone up. Lynn's riding the lawnmower with that new hair. I thought it was a neighbor's wife, but it's just Lynn. Getting a little confused now. But anyways, talk to you shortly, and I got to get to work. I can't be doing this YouTube thing. Talk to you shortly.
I was just out here to feed this guy his afternoon snack. Right now he's had his bottle, and he's more interested in the fact that Ben's walked into the pen. Very peculiar, isn't it? Yeah, very peculiar. And of course, Tom had to follow us in here as well. Oh, Linus might go see the pussycat. I don't know. Tom is so in love with the sheep. It's not funny. Like, I can't touch him, even though I try. He's not overly in love with the dogs either. He's always running off the other cats. But he loves the sheep. Linus loves him too. See how he's squatting over like that? is at a super squat down now. That was pretty silly. Did you want to see if you had more milk left? You do have a little bit. Here comes another guy to see Tom. And this guy's an older ram. You're a very proud boy, too. Linus has gone into his statue pose, but he has to move up a little bit. Oh, now the other sheep have come along. This is the pen of the stragglers. Lots of, it's kind of good that we did hold back these few sheep and wait for them, because there's some really nice lambs in this pen. The white guy tried to hit the cat. Why would you do that? Were you being a bit of a bully? Some people just don't know how to go about making a friend. The cat just ran the dog off. Sheep don't know what to make out of this animal rolling around in their pen. Did you run the cat off? Were you a bit of a bully? Hey, you guys. Oh, some nice ram lambs in here. I guess this is as good a time as any to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed your day at Ewetopia Farms. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. Press the like button and the little notification bell. If you press that little bell, It will tell you every time that I post videos so you don't miss it, because as you know, it's a daily vlog, and who knows what you can miss if you don't watch every day. So thanks for joining us anyway, and please be sure to join us again tomorrow, because I think we're supposed to be, please, we're supposed to be shearing. So bye for now.